What's going on, everybody? I'm here with Allie Jones. If you don't know, Allie Jones was actually she's very much known for her TikTok video of her not calling out her group project partner, but mainly calling him to say, "Hey, could you not slack off? We have a grade to get to." So, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, my first question is, did you get that good grade? Like, what did you get a grade on that?
Chris, this is going to take you by, this is a curveball. That whole thing was fake. Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing was, but listen, it has happened to me in real life. So I kind of just made it into a TikTok because it's a real story. Like I've had people just last minute, it literally happened in my history class. We were doing debates and I'm like, this one kid didn't write a single thing in the bullet point. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to call him out on it. So it's happened several times.
Now, would you have do it? Would you do it again, or like if someone has done that, like do it to you like repeatedly, would you do it again?
Oh, 100%. Like here's my thing. I'm all about holding each other accountable, especially when I see I play college softball. So team is a really important idea and like it's just an important thing to me. So if we're working on a group project together, we're a team, we're a unit. Everybody has to put in their part. Everybody has to do their part, to be successful. And I will, if you're not doing your part and you're slacking, I'm going to call you out on it because it not only affects you, but it affects your entire group members and your team.
Damn, now that I think about it, you said it was. Oh damn. So now that I think about it, like he was in on it too himself.
He was not. This is what's so fascinating. Jake is just okay. Let me explain what happened. I see this guy pop up on my For You page. It had about 1,000 likes, and I'm like, ooh, classic. Like, I'm not gonna classic like cocky dude coming out, at a gas station. So immediately I was like, what'd be funny? Because I feel like what he's giving me, the vibes he's giving off, is a guy who's not gonna do his group project. So I stitched it. I duetted it and, I did that whole response I was not expecting it. It was just for my friends because at that point I had 60 followers. And within minutes, it started blowing up, like hundreds and hundreds of likes. And when I reached like about 1,000 likes, he must have seen it. And he literally said, oops, my bad, and commented on it, which made it blow up even more because I'm going to say 90% of people thought it was real. 90%. So him commenting made it seem so real. So, and then the teacher like chimed in if you saw that. So that was interesting. But yeah, it wasn't real.
I'm one of the 90%.
Oh yeah, my friends on Villanova camp. Where is this kid? What class is he in? Like everybody thought it was real. So that's too funny.
Do you feel like your life has changed now that, well, not even like your life, but like around campus because you go to Villanova. So do you feel like your campus life has changed now that you're very much noticed on TikTok?
That's too funny. Honestly, it's a super small campus, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play it off and act like nobody knows me. like, but I couldn't. We just came home for Thanksgiving, so I kind of avoided it. I only had a few days when that thing blew up, and then my campus reposted it, like our campus like Instagram page reposted it, which was funny. But in class, I had a few people like, "Oh, I saw your TikTok," and then my professor was like, "What TikTok?" And I was like, "No, there's no TikTok." And she was like, "I need to see it. Like, I want to see the TikTok." So that was kind of embarrassing. Then she asked the entire class, "Did they see it?" I was like, "Oh my god, my skin's crawling." You don't want to watch your own videos in front of people. Like, oh, I hate that. But yeah, it definitely changed in a way of like people like, "Hey, I saw you on TikTok," but nothing too drastic.
Yeah. So you're actually a college athlete, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
collegiate athlete. I play softball. I'm a catcher. Yeah.
So, is that where you see yourself going within just playing softball, or what do you want to do within your major and your minor, or if or you just
Oh,
do whatever you
yeah.
want? Then
So what's really interesting is so since I was in fourth grade, I've always had this passion. I always had softball. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this goal. I'm gonna play Division I college softball. I'm gonna get a scholarship, and that's what I'm gonna do with my life. And then I want to become a Division 1 coach. That was a whole process getting recruited. That was fun. Um, I think I got my freshman year. I actually verbally committed to Fordham University, and then that coach ended up moving to Villanova. So I ended up following her my senior year of high school, signing to Villanova. And for the longest time, I wanted to be a college coach until I came to college, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And I wanted to do business and this, that, and the other thing. And the business school's super challenging to get into. And I was like, I don't know if I want to stress myself out like academically to that degree, because it's already stressful. And then balancing softball. So for this year, so all of freshman year and since just recently, I was like, what do I want to do? Like, I feel like I have to declare sophomore year. I'm in the school of liberal arts. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then my English professor, who I absolutely love and adore, we've read several books, and it was about finding your purpose, one of them. And I was like, for some reason, I was like, I know what I want to do. I had an idea, media production. And I was like, I'm going to do media production and marketing. So I'm going to try to specialize in two. That's going to be challenging. But yeah, it's really interesting. And just before like I started, I was like, that's what I want to do. All of a sudden this TikTok blew up, and I was like, I think I can, if I do this right, I can market it and maybe go into YouTube, build a portfolio for media and production for my own major. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Nothing's permanent, but I think it's an interesting journey. Got to trust the process, I would say.
So I guess you would say that TikTok has helped you in some sort of way within academics, but also pleasure, but also recreational.
100%. I think TikTok is a really cool, fascinating app. The algorithm is bizarre, I must say. I'm like, what blows up and what doesn't blow up, like, is really interesting. And that's something I've been kind of analyzing over, like, since my viral video, you can say. It can be distracting too, though. Let's not. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to balance academics, I have to balance athletics, I have to balance, I want to post for my followers. That's why I made the account. I was like, I don't really care if I blow up, but if I can make one person laugh and smile, like, that's what I love doing, like, genuinely love to do. And that was my goal. And now I've had an opportunity to get a little bit of a following, which is really cool and awesome. And just hearing positive comments, and people were like, you made my day. Some person was like, I went through a breakup, and your videos have been really helping me. I was like, oh my God, that's all I ever want to do in life. Just make people laugh, spread positivity. And TikTok has definitely given me the platform to do that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's easy to get distracted and kind of just like overwhelmed in the TikTok world, just trying to create new content and constantly post. So
What do you have to say for those who are kind of like, I was against like going on TikTok for like months. I was like, nah, I'm good. I was on the TikTok hate show, like, nah, I'm a grown man. I'm 20, like I'm 22. I
that's
should
too
not be
funny.
on here. And then like during quarantine, I was like, all right, like let me just go join it. And I haven't put it down since. So what do you have to say for those who, kind of are fighting the feeling of like they don't want to join TikTok and like they see horrible videos because of Twitter, because Twitter always brings
Oh my, the
videos.
only videos that get I mean, I don't know. See, I don't know how to work Twitter. I'm like, I don't know Facebook. I don't really know Twitter that well. But the thing, I see this a lot, like racist videos, like they take to Twitter. And I think a lot of Twitter feed is now like people like this racist TikTok, find them, like find out. And I'm sure it gets kind of a bad rep because people are like, I'm constantly seeing negative things off of TikTok. But it's funny because I was the same way. I was like, when I first heard of TikTok, I'm like, I'm not getting that silly app. It's stupid. And then I got it and I was like, oh, this is funny. So what I would say for any individual who's, either fighting the urge to get TikTok or, curious about it, I say download it, download it. Find find the people, the content creators that, make you laugh because it's good to decompress. There are some really good content creators that I appreciate and respect. You have to find those people first though. You have to get through kind of the I don't want I'm trying to be politically correct here. The BS with the hype house and the dancing the dancing and that stuff. Once you get past that, you'll find your content creators. And it's a good way to just like, people express themselves. You can find really cool artists on there, musicians. Like I've found quite a few like really good musicians I love. But I think it's a great app. Just to like kind of get into a creative zone as well. Use it with caution though. Don't let it overtake your life because it will do that. It's addictive.
I ain't gonna lie. I started making some, and mine have been blowing up to my friends. Like, yo, you're on my For You page, and I'm like, oh.
That's too funny.
I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I got one where it's just like, women in rap or like women in non-binary individuals in rap that you should check out. And like, I was just doing it just to like get it off my chest, and then I got like I got like I think 12.80. I think I really can't remember, but I got like a lot. And everybody was like, "Thank you. You should make a playlist." And I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah. No, listen, like what's amazing about TikTok is it can be almost therapeutic for some people. Some people express their trauma, some people, and I know it's like, oh, she's stretching, but no, really, like it's an app that you can, as much as there's negative things and you might receive negative comments and ignorant people, there, there's a million more people who are positive and are like, find the same interests, which I think is really, really cool to be able to connect to people that I would have never known or never have met. And now they can follow me and they can follow my content. And, I can bring joy to their lives. You can bring joy to their life and creativity and help them discover new music. That's what's really cool about the app. And that's what the app is really diverse in my opinion. So
I ain't gonna lie. I had to drag a few racist people on TikTok, so it was cool. I had to
uh,
drag one this morning.
don't we all? It's frustrating. It's
I had to drag one this morning. I don't know if you've seen that TikTok, but oh boy, he's like the 5 stages of white girls dating black men, and like I guess the video was trying to showcase that like black men are pretty much fetishized, and nobody
oh,
wants to bring that up. And he's got like he's muscly and everything, and
mhm.
he puts out playlists like he puts out like music that you should check out. I'm like, all right, cool, cool, cool. There's one particular video I was not feeling. It was like a bunch of like white women that are like, yeah, I got me a hood one, I got me a dark one, I got
Oh,
me a light skin one, and I'm like, yo, this is uncomfortable. You're not gonna like address it. And this one girl was like, oh,
yeah.
that's how you guys make us feel sometimes. I'm like, who is you guys? Don't lump me
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Again, belittling. Again, categorizing. The same thing with that comment I received, with the blacks. You blacks. Like, come on. First of all, you're being an antagonist. There behind what you said, there's hate behind that. And you can't go back and say, "Oh, I'm not racist," just because you didn't call me the N-word. Saying you blacks again is dehumanizing an entire race. Like that's what like really frustrates me. It's like you blacks, like say black people because we are people. We're human beings, just like white people are and Asian people and so forth and so on. It's just you blacks. That really like ugh. And I saw a video of a girl made a whole TikTok about it. I don't know if you saw that one. I was like, yeah, she's absolutely right. She was like, white people, like, the difference when you say blacks. There's a different, and like, that. Like,
Yeah,
there's a difference, if you're like, yeah, black people and you blacks. Like, come on.
oh, I have it right here. So
Oh,
it
you do?
says, yeah,
Awesome.
it says blacks need to calm down. It's a TikTok. Don't mean other cultures are racist. You guys want respect like you guys are gods. Sorry.
God. Yeah.
My only thing is like you didn't say anything disrespectful. You just pointed out the fact that like the video that we're talking about is a video of two. I think they're like from Spain. I think they're like
Yeah.
and they're saying the N word. Other people are like, nah, they say the N word. Like they know
Yeah.
it. But you were like, hey, they probably don't know the meaning in their country that like that's what I mean. So let's all let's not go hard sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you just gotta let like you can't pick every battle. You can't choose every
Exactly.
battle to go into. And she was just like, no, you guys demand respect. You guys want this and that. And all you did was just say like, look, just you know what I mean. sometimes you just can't go for everybody. You can't go for every battle. Just let this pass sometimes, and that's what
Yeah.
TikTok does. I feel like for Black people, TikTok does make us like every time I go somewhere on TikTok, somebody like a Black person got to drag a white person for being ignorant, and I'm just like, cool, but what does that do for our mental health? Because I know for my mental health, it's been trash these this last week of
Mhm.
like I see people talking about, oh yeah, TikTok took me off because I was being mean because I said I don't care about Charlie D'Amelio, or I
I
said
saw that. Yes.
I was like, damn. And she was like, yeah, I know. She's like, you know TikTok. And then another girl said that TikTok took her video off after she told she was speaking out about a white woman saying like some nasty, like she was saying nasty things, and they
Hmm.
did not take her video. They took the Black girl's video off, and she was like, TikTok has some explaining to do.
That is something that I find also very interesting about TikTok. You look at the top creators and you look at who is TikTok dominated by. And you look at the Charlie D'Amelios and the Addison Rays, and there's no hate. You know, I'm all about. First of all, I don't know if you follow the whole Trisha Paytas that whole thing.
I'm new to it.
Okay, so yeah, that whole thing, I thought that was ridiculous. She was dragging a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old or 15 and 19-year-old, whatever their age, they're young kids. You look at like the Sway House, like Bryce Hall and like Noah Beck, I think that's his name. So like the TikTok is dominated by these white creators, which again, you know, it's not it's frustrating because it's like, you know, at the end of the day, they have white privilege and they got pretty privilege, like kind of thing, you know. It's like, which is really interesting, but and it's like you can't even hate on them because they're just trying to, you know, get the money, like they're trying to get their bag, which is totally fair, and they're, you know, living off of what people like. But I think it's, to me it's frustrating because it's like, oh, it's like an interesting perpetual cycle, and it's like, you know, white people are the majority in our country, we are a minority, and then it's like given the opportunities and the chances when it comes to an app like TikTok, which allows you to all different people to express themselves and, you know, kind of um I don't know, just create content, whoever you are. But it's like, who are the ones that really blow up? And it's like the same people that really blow up. And I thought that was really interesting too, with like Jake, who I called out. He was at 260K followers. And then I posted my video and he went up 400K. Like he gained 400K from that video, exponential growth. Now I went from 69 followers exact to now I'm almost at 90K, which again is exponential growth, but I didn't receive 400K for that. And you know, they're talking about, he was like, who should I collab next with? And I was the original person, OG, who like stitched his video. And then someone commented teachers, the teacher one who came after me, and it got like 2,000 likes, and I was like, wait, what about me? Like, you know, what about me? I'm the one who kind of thing. I'm like, yo, don't leave the brown girl out. And I don't think that's anybody's intent. In all fairness, she has over 600K followers and he has over 600K followers, and that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. You know, you're going to go for the people who have more content or more followers to like feed off of each other. But again, it like kind of sucked because I was like, oh, that was my original idea. You know, granted, she took the teacher way, but again, and then she's getting on top of that. Now she's going to maybe collab with him or not, but you know, she got more followers off of that. So it's an interesting thing, you know. I'm so grateful for like even getting 90K because I would have never thought I would have even had that. I was like, oh, I'll probably gain like 1,000 followers from this. So it's been fun. It's been cool.
I'm not gonna lie. Within like my TikTok notifications, I'll wake up sometimes and it's like, all right, like you know, you have I'll take a nap and it's like, all right, you have 7 people. I'll wake up, you have 35 people or 75 like commenting or liking your stuff, and I'm like, TikTok didn't notify me about that. And then you got to go through the ones of like people are trying to like drag you or like make fun of you. Somebody told me they're like, dude, we graduated at the same time. How come you look 8 years older than me? And I had to drag this one and like I like the replies, the little video replies.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah,
Those
I'm
are
like I'm just sitting there like, you probably have a baby face. Like
Yeah.
that's not my fault that you have a baby face. Like, why are you telling me I look older? Because
Yeah.
you're mad because they're still asking to see your ID.
Yeah. That's what's like also TikTok has brought, because I'm usually surrounded by pretty like educated people, like educated white people, educated black people, like, kind of thing. And you really see the ignorance from some people, like receiving that comment with you blacks and you expect, to be respected like gods or this, that, and the other thing. And in all fairness, that lady ended up actually apologizing because to my response video, which I genuinely appreciate it. And that's the thing. I'm like, if we could all just have a conversation and not get hyper and be like, you're a racist, like immediately call someone a racist, because I never called her a racist or anything of that nature, and just be like, let's have a conversation, let's talk about it, let's see both point of views and see if we can find a happy medium here. And we did find a common ground, and she did apologize. But that's what's amazing, because I'm like, wow, there are that many ignorant people. I got a DM on my Instagram saying, I thought it was, now a lot of people wouldn't find it funny, but I thought it was funny just because I have like a dark sense of humor as well. And just my family, like we just joke. But I got a DM on Instagram and it repeated kind of what I said to Jake. It was like, Jake, you didn't do your project. And like, the capital lowercase letter. And then it said, you fat B word, and then ugly Negro. I was like, wow, like someone taking the time to go on my Instagram and DM me. I just simply like laughed at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'll be praying for you. Like the fact that you hide behind a screen and type hate, take the time to write hate. Like why? Like why? You're not affecting me. Like I don't know you. Like your little comment means nothing to me. I'm going to continue on my day, look at it and be like, haha, LOL. And I don't care, but like that's the thing. Why use negativity? Like why not just spread positivity? And if you have nothing to say, just don't say it. People don't, and then you see that on the app. You see ignorant comments left and right, and it's very fascinating to see. I'm like, did this comment section pass the vibe check? No, it did not. There are so many bad, oh my god. There was a recent post with a girl, like she was using the Thread app that like blocks out your cursing, and she's like, I'm not going to say the N-word because I can't, or like I shouldn't say, or I'm not going to say the N-word because I can't, because she was using like all different curse words. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, in my opinion, reading, like, why would the N-word even like come to your head? Like, and she was white, and I was like, and one person was like, oh, I give you so much respect, you didn't say it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. She didn't say it, and she, but if she wasn't going to post it, would she have said it? That's the question. And then people are like, you can say, like people saying that you could say the N-word. It just gets bleeped out. I'm like, what? Like, no. Can we expel the N-word from our vocabulary? Like, it shouldn't be a thing. Like, it's
I find
just,
it weird when I see like when I see like black TikTokers, they're like my friend Anthony, like hey, say it, and their friends are like, no,
I hate that too. I
yeah,
don't think that's funny.
yeah, they're like, yo, come on, say it, man. Nobody's around. And they're like, no,
Yeah.
like it's disrespectful. And then like I'm like, dude, like why are you trying to bait them? Because you're trying to have a conversation to see if your friend is racist or not. But like you should have already had that conversation with your friend. Like
You
you
should
already,
know. Like, if he's your friend, hopefully he's not a racist. Like, usually you can get that vibe from an individual. Yeah, I hate that. I don't I don't get the point of, you know, goading and baiting something. Like, you're in the fault for that. Like, you're just as guilty if you're doing that nonsense. Like, that's not, you're making an individual feel really uncomfortable about like a really, it's called white guilt, because my mom's half white, and trust me, she's like, I want to be black. Like, I feel your pain. Like, I know, I want to feel my kids' pain. She feels bad. Like, genuinely, she's super empathetic. Like, she's an empath, and it hurts her to see us hurt and experience stuff like that. And it really takes her off. So like anybody that does that to like another, like just because they're white, oh, you could say it, trying to goat them, that really ticks me off.
I feel like it's kind of weird because like you're gonna be mad if they do say it, and then you're gonna feel
Exactly.
comfortable. You're gonna feel
Yeah.
you're gonna feel like they're gonna feel comfortable, and then you have to look at them like, all right, we're gonna have to fight. Like,
What's what is your purpose? Like what's the purpose? Like, it's just, a double-edged sword. Is that the word? You know, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like you're not getting anything out of it. Like it's like there's nothing. I don't know. It's just silly.
And the ones with like the black dudes who know like nobody asks them, and they're like, I don't date black women. They're disgusting, and it's like nobody
Oh,
asks you, homie. Like nobody.
oh my God. Those, oh my, so it's interesting because a lot of my friends and I have these conversations, and as a person of color, as a woman person of color, female, it's difficult. It's like, okay, so what we've noted, and this is not all black men, let's establish that. You know, you see a lot of black men now. I would say where I'm from or what I've witnessed, it's like, you know, they gravitate more towards, you know, the white girls, which is fine because, you know, you're allowed to have preferences or whatever. Or they say, this is a common one. They're like, well, we're just having our fun now. I've literally heard this. We're just having our fun now. And later in life, we'll settle down with a black woman. And I'm like, that's interesting. Okay. Because I find that disrespectful to the white girls because like you have no intentions with like carrying the relationship further and you think you could just cheat on them because they're not going to say anything. I mean, these are real things, like people don't know, but these are real conversations I've had, and it's hard. It's like, you know, the white guys don't, not all white guys, I don't want to say that because it's just not true and I don't want to generalize, but you know, where I'm from, you know, not a lot of white guys want to date black girls or I've met, and it's like, you know, neither do the black guys want to date the black girls. And we're like, all right, so, you know, and there's only a certain selection. So it's definitely difficult. It's a challenging place to be in. But yeah, again, yeah.
I definitely see the white girls that hype it up. They're like, yes, they like snow. I'm a snowball. I'm like, that's a negative kind of.
That's a really derogatory
Yeah.
remark.
They're like, yeah, I'm a snow buddy. Like, and they bow to like, yeah, I'm a snow buddy. I'm like, girl, that's a real negative connotation. Like, that's
Yeah.
really, like, why would you do that to yourself? And they already don't really respect you.
Yeah. No, it's sad. It's sad. And it's like, you know, I'm all about interracial relationships. I'm all for it. And, you know, date who you want to date. Absolutely. 100%. I just hope that that's the healthy, you know, the goal and aspect is it should be, I think for anybody, it should be a healthy relationship and, you know, something positive. Everybody's getting something out of it. And it's, you know, everybody's giving 100% or 50-50 to make the relationship happen. And I just feel like when I hear that, like, oh, well, in the future, well, are you respecting the girl you're with now? Like, or are you just, what are your intentions? Like, to me, I'm like, I don't think that makes me feel better. And I don't think that, you know, it makes the white girl who you're dating feel any better, like good. Like, that's just, you know, you're hurting two people now. So I don't know. It's just, for me, that's a whole nother thing that's interesting that, you know, I've had many conversations with many different, you know, I've had it with my white friends, white girlfriends. I've had it with my black girlfriends. I've had it with all different races of people. Like, it's a very interesting topic to discuss.
I like the conversations within even Asian girls just like are like even making TikToks like stop trying to fetishize us. Like it's not cool, like
Yeah.
it's not respectful. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, let me double tap this shit because like
Yeah.
I want it to show up more on my for you page.
That's interesting. Yeah, you know, and I love having conversation because I do. I like, you know, people are like, "Oh, you know, I just like to have controversial conversations because I'm genuinely curious to know different aspects and I don't care if a person comes off as ignorant. I don't care. I don't like I just like to listen to people's point of view. And I'm not here to change it. I just want to understand where they're coming from. So I think that's really interesting, you know. I don't know too many I don't have I don't think I have an Asian friend. I don't know, but I would love to hear that perspective, you know, how they feel. And you know, I'm the whole fetishizing thing is it's real, and I see it with the black guys. Like I see it and I'm like, you know, I've heard it, I've literally heard it, like it really it enrages me, because I've had girls in the past like just talk about objectifying black men. Like you're objectifying a black man. Like what? Like it's just as worse as getting objectified as a female. Now you're fetishizing black men. Like it's just the whole thing. It's again very interesting to say the least.
I think from both sides is weird. I believe she's Asian, and she was like, yeah, she's like types of white dudes that like want to date ethnic women, and like she has like a whole series about that, and she was like, oh yeah, the ones from Silicon Valley, and I was like, wait, what? Like,
Really?
yeah, she was like, you got the ones from Silicon Valley. She was like, the ones that are really techie and they think that nobody would get them except for like Asian girls would understand them in their point of view.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, TikTok is educating me out here. Okay, and
yeah.
I like
Interesting.
I like the ones where they do like, so I think this summer everybody was, it was Black Lives Matter and there was a
Yeah,
lot of protests and everything,
of
and
course.
yeah. And I was even being educated on like black culture, and I was like, holy shit, like I didn't even know that. Like there was a dude, I can't even find his TikToks either. He was like educating like in words of poetry,
Huh. Interesting. Like spoken word.
spoken word, and then there was another one he was doing about Thomas Jefferson.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like, TikTok is educating me, and then
No,
I
that
was, yeah,
yeah, 100%. That's what's awesome about TikTok. Like I said, not only does it allow you to an individual to express creativity, it's not only therapeutic for many, it's also educational when, which is phenomenal. There's a lot of pros about the apps, and unfortunately there are cons too. But yeah, again, totally agree. I think the app is great in many different ways. And it can be very educational. I mean, I've learned a lot from TikTok, from simple house hacks to like,
and brooms.
yeah, like, yeah, it's too funny.
What
It's too-
what has been your favorite TikTok? Like what is your favorite section of TikTok? So because they got like alt TikTok, they got music TikTok, they got
well,
like messy
you,
TikTok.
you got you. Okay. So you named one of them. Alt TikTok is like my favorite. Like what I like the TikToks that I'm like, what the heck was that? I think it's hysterical. Some people are like just so funny. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Um, I'm trying to think who's in that cat. And then, okay, so that, and then I love, because this is what I want to do, which I sound like a basic hoe for saying this, but I want to, when they renovate the vans and they like travel across the country,
Yeah.
that's like a goal of mine, which is funny. Because I love to build, which a lot of people are like, what? Like, what are you talking about build? But I literally enjoy like building like desks and like using my hands, and I like I paint and I do all different kinds of things of that nature. So I loved that TikTok, like traveling and like renovating a bus or a van. I love alt TikTok. And then and then I like music, but my music is interesting. My family doesn't really they're like, what is your
Okay.
taste?
You talking to somebody who interviews musicians? Just
Okay.
all right. Tell me who you got.
Chris, I think you're gonna be surprised. I like when I say I like every category of music, I love every category. So I like country. I love Thomas Rhett, Kenny Chesney, of course, Darius Ruckers. Who else? Luke Combs. I love Luke Combs. He's great, and he's not a Trump supporter. So hats off to Luke Combs.
Oh,
Um,
Kane Brown.
what'd you say?
What about Kane Brown?
I'm probably heard of him. I don't know. I'm pretty like, I'm not like that dope. Like, I'm not like really into, like, I love country, but I would say I'm more like the popish stuff.
Uh,
Um,
Taylor Swift and them and everything.
yeah, Taylor Swift. But not really Taylor Swift, to be honest. I liked her latest album. That was pretty fire. A few of her songs, only a few though. I love country and I love the Lumineers. They're like my favorite. The Lumineers, I like let's see, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
See, your music, like it don't surprise me because I grew up on that, so we good.
Really? Okay, yeah. Let's see what else. I like rap too. Don't get me wrong.
Now I just made a TikTok about this yesterday. Do not be afraid to put your friends on to like new music that's not R&B and like hip hop. Like you can,
Yeah,
I listen
100%.
to, yeah, I listen to
I
indie
love
pop.
what K-pop. I've heard a lot of good things about
No,
K-pop.
not K-pop, not K-pop, indie
Oh,
pop,
not K-pop. What did you say?
indie pop.
Oh, indie pop.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, I gotta
Yeah.
maybe listen.
So like
Um,
Adele, Dead, Moonchild, like that type of stuff.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Oh, is it Daniel Caesar? I think.
he's like all R&B. He's like alternative R&B a little.
Yeah,
He's R&B.
I love his music. Of course, Claro, like she's just like a. I love her music as well.
After that whole thing with her, I found that to be very interesting. They're like she was mean to a fan one time, and it was weird for me because I don't know how it got brought onto Twitter, and then people were like, "You got to go see her TikTok. Like you got to go see the girl's TikTok." Because I think it was Name of Celebrity Beef or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the girl was like, one time she asked Claro for a picture, and the girl like laughed, like Claro like laughed in her face.
it's hysterical. My brother's girlfriends like knows that girl. Like she knows the girl who started that whole Claro trend of like her laughing or something. I mean, I didn't really necessarily understand the story. I mean, and musicians and artists and famous people, celebrities, they're human too. So if they make one mistake, I don't know, what did she have several like alligators? Because I saw the joking ones, like I was a victim of Claro being mean, like the ones making a parody, but I don't know, I didn't see the real one, I didn't see the original.
I'm
uh,
not that deep into it. Like I just saw the one TikTok, and I was like, all right, it happens.
yeah, it happens.
We all have weird encounters with celebrities on that different. I know I have. Like I'm just like, all right, it happens.
I've never really had an encounter. I've seen celebrities. I don't know if I've had a weird. I've never had a. I'm in New Jersey, so
You'd be
you know.
surprised how many people live in Jersey though.
Yeah, there are. I just like have never been like walking around in New York City. I've seen a few, and then at the airport when I'm always traveling for softball or like when I was traveling, I did see quite a few like I think athletes. Like I saw this one NBA guy, and who else did I see? I don't know. I forget, but I saw someone else.
I seen Chance the Rap at the airport.
Chance the Rapper. I love Chance the Rapper.
I seen him at the airport, and it was hilarious because everybody was just like, "Oh, it's Chance." I was
Yeah.
Chance. Everybody's like,
Ah,
I'm like,
that's too funny.
yeah, I'm like, Dad, we gotta see a picture of it. And my dad was like, Yo, we gotta go downstairs and get the luggage. I'm like checking to see if that's him because I'm like, I hope this is not like another 6 foot like light skinned dude. And
Yeah, that's too funny.
I see the same entourage with him, and I'm like, Yep, that's Chance. My dad's like, Come on, and I'm like, Yo, Chance, and he's looking at me. He was like, and like, yeah,
That's
and everyone's like,
funny.
Yes. I was in Chicago too. Like I was doing it for an internship, and my dad was like, "Well, yeah, this is his town. Like, of course, no one's gonna be like, oh my god, Chance is gonna be like, all right, what's up? We seen you
Yeah,
since
what's
you were 17."
good? Hey, you're back. Welcome home.
Like he never left. But man, I have two more questions. So because it's no nuance November, what are you want to go back and forth? What is your new no nuance? There we go. November T.
Oh my god, I don't even know. Wait, you go first. You go first.
All
I
right,
gotta think about this.
mine is yeah. This is gonna sound weird, but I feel like people give like Travis Scott too much hype.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, we're in the same boat here. That's too funny. Go ahead, keep going.
I didn't. Yeah, I did not like Astro World like that. I like the instrumentals. However, the lyrics, I was like, okay.
That is so funny, Chris, because my older brother, he's a lyrical genius. First of all, he's like love rap, like eat sleeps breathes like rap R&B, which me not the same, not necessarily. I don't really listen to that. Like I listen to it, but not as much as he does. And I told him, I was like, I'll be honest, I feel like Travis Scott has the same sound. Like he just does to me. Like it's the same. It just sounds like every song is just a variation of the same thing. And he was like, you're absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong. So I think that's interesting that you brought up that point because I agree with you.
A lot of people say, oh man, an artist's fan base can ruin what I like about an artist, like about their.
Interesting.
Like I feel like Playboy Cardi, Travis Scott, and somebody else that I'm thinking of right now has like the most outrageous fans where like you could be like, oh yeah, I haven't heard that song, or like, no, I wasn't a fan of it. They'll like, what do you mean? And they
Yeah,
like kind of like shake you up, like you're supposed to like
that's
it. I'm
too
like,
funny.
I don't, another no nuance. Oh, I've said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I hate those videos where they're like, it's a TikTok where this dude is like, songs you should play in this, you should play with the girl in the car, and they're like Bryson Tiller, or they're like SZA or Georgia Smith, and it's all like slow like songs I guess to be seen as feminine, and
Mm,
I'm like, you can't just play like Trina, you can't play like Megan Thee
yeah.
Stallion, you know, what I mean? You can't play like
Megan
Bon
Thee
Jovi.
Stallion, love her.
I'm like, you
She's
can't play
great.
Bon Jovi or something.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's, one of those things. That's such a good question. And like I don't really like to throw shade. Um I don't know. I really don't. Okay, I know no nuance because it was kind of new to me. I mean, this is a hot take, but this is more of a question. I sleep with socks on. So random. But I get so much shade for that. Like people are like, ew, why do you sleep with socks on? I'm like, my feet get cold. So I think everybody should start sleeping with socks on, in my opinion.
Honestly, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not sleeping with socks on. I'm sorry, I've done it before.
Wow.
Like sleeping with socks on is just so weird to me. So I'm just like, I can't do this. Like I cannot sleep with socks on.
Really?
Comfortable. What else? Oh, I don't mind sleeping in hoodies.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either. That does not bother me. I like a big hoodie to sleep on. Like, oh, I sleep with the fan on. It's got to be like cold fan on. Maybe that's why I sleep with socks on because it's so cold in my room. It could be like 50 degrees and I would have my fan on. Um,
I had a friend that does that. She sleeps
yeah,
one
I
time.
love that.
One time, damn, I think it was me and my other friend. We went to go visit her, and we was just, we was just chilling, and she puts on the fan, and I'm like, why do you have a fan on? Like it's cold. She was
Yeah.
like, you don't like the fan on? She was like, I don't like sleeping in silence. I'm like, so why don't you turn on the TV? She's like, no, because that wastes electricity. And I'm like, you're not paying for anything here. You're not paying for electricity. You just and like that's like the method to her madness. I'm like, all right, cool.
No, it's so soothing. I'm telling you. And it's like when you're under your warm comforter, it's the best thing ever. But yeah, also, yeah, hot take like people don't like country and they want to write it off. Like I had some dude like he was like while I was working, they were like, "Oh, we somehow were talking about music. I think cuz me and my coworker were like singing or whatever." And he was like, "Oh, he was like, "Yeah, but one genre of music I hate is country. It's like, racist music." And I was like, "What? Like no it's not. Like what country music are you listening to?" And I think everybody should give country a chance because it's versatile and just as much as everybody should give every genre of music a chance.
I mean, we make country music, so
What'd you say?
black people like kind of made country music.
I've heard that. Now I don't know enough about it, but I've heard that. Also, what else? Well, jazz, um,
Jazz, rock and roll,
rock and roll, right? Yeah, that was another one.
jazz, rock and roll, hip hop,
Hip hop, yeah.
yeah, hip hop, of course.
R
R and
and
B is
B.
rhythm and blues, you know, blues. I'm trying to remember. There's another genre. Oh, EDM.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was surprising one for me. I
Yeah,
was I've heard that, but that was surprising. Wait,
Detroit.
what is that? Is that the like electric what is that?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, techno. Yeah, actually, yeah. EDM is techno. So yeah,
Okay.
black people started techno in Detroit.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
See, learn something new every day.
I didn't know that because of Sango. Sango was like, yeah, Detroit is kind of like. So I don't know if you're into like new music or you're trying to like find like new artists. One of my favorite artists is
Yes.
yeah,
I like finding new artists.
yeah. One of my favorite artists is Sango.
Okay.
Yeah, he makes like he makes beats like he makes production like within beats.
Okay, cool. Awesome. That's awesome. How old is he? Where's he from? Detroit, you said? Did you
Yeah,
say?
he's from Washington. He's from
What?
Washington, Detroit. Yeah, like
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Washington State, and then he's from Detroit, and amazing producer. I don't know if you listen to Smino.
No, I don't.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
I wish I'm like if I lie and say I do and he asks me like a song, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. So
I
I
don't.
haven't.
I'm not one of those people. Where, like, what's your favorite song? Like, what do you have a
Yeah,
favorite on? Like, if you like it,
yeah,
like
that's too funny.
I used to work at Spencer's, and this shit was hilarious.
Spencer's.
Yeah, I used to work at Spencer's, and it was
Stop. How was that experience? That must have been fascinating.
terrible, just absolutely terrible.
I mean, the weirdest stuff. I've never actually, to be honest, I've never walked into a Spencer's. I'm too afraid.
there's sex toys in the back, and I used to stock the sex toys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I was cool with it. Like, I'm like, all right, whatever. And at the time, like, I was just like, it is what it is.
I'm
And
trying to think of annoying teens too.
I was in my I think I was like 19 or 20. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
was like 19 or 20 years old, and I was like working at Spencer's. I'm like, it is what it is. I'm stocking these, sex
Yeah.
toys. And this dude came up to me. He was like, hey, man, me and my lady want to know how powerful this toy is. And I was like,
Oh my
what?
gosh. Bold, the boldness.
I mean, yeah, you have to have really thick skin when you get to Spencer's,
Yeah.
especially in Utah. So I'm like, what you mean by that? They're like, like, is it powerful? Does it work down there? I'm like, I don't.
You're like, yeah, because I test out every sex toy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Like what?
yeah. My manager had to take over. She was like, yeah. She was like, it's powerful. She was like, that one really does the job. She was like, I'm telling you.
Stop.
Yeah. She was like, you gotta sell it. And I never go until I was selling condoms. And my manager was like, hey, your condom, like, so we had to be on a scale. Like, we had to sell enough condoms and like batteries. That was like the most weirdest sale ever.
Yeah, that's an awkward that's a very interesting job, but hey, you're young and you're broke, I know I'm broke, so you got to do what you got to do, I guess, kind of thing.
I used to sell them condoms, but it was funny because they were like, "Does it work?" And I'm looking at them like,
Yeah.
good and damn well these condoms don't look. They look like they snap off as soon as you put it on. Like they don't.
Oh my god.
But I think my last question is, oh yeah. So this is funny as hell. My friend asked me to do this, and he asked me in a TikTok. He was like, "I want you to stitch this TikTok," and he goes, "What is the most out of pocket thing someone has told you before ghosting you?"
What is the most out of pocket someone's told me before ghosting me?
Yeah, like what's the most out of pocket thing somebody has told you before ghosting you?
Oh my god. Um Chris, I live a very boring life. I don't think I'm boring. I do fun things. Like I'm constantly traveling and, building things and painting but I'm like kind of a single body. Like I'm not trying to I have never been ghosted, to be honest. So I don't think I've given the person an opportunity anybody really an opportunity to ghost me. I could think of friends that I've I've had friends that we are no longer friends. So when I think of ghosted, I had just this year, it's hysterical. There was a group of girls and they were being really exclusive and for no reason. I don't know what the reason was. And I kind of like wrote a whole essay towards them. And I was like, listen, like the one thing I care about is just being inclusive, being empathetic and kind to people. There's no reason to exclude people out of our group. Like I'm not about it. I'm not going to condone it. That's a very small snippet of what I wrote besides calling them out for everything. And my favorite part of that was they both texted me back the same thing, very similar messages, but they were like, your expectation of friendship is incapable for me. And I was like, what? Like I'm asking you to be inclusive, kind, and like empathetic. So I was like, that's fine. We're no longer like, that's okay. Listen, if you can't do that and you are telling me personally that it's incapable for you, then we're good. We're good. We're Gucci. So I think that was the most interesting thing I've ever received in my entire life.
My ghosting story was and I've said this. Damn, I said this last night. Oh shit, I got another one. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you the one I did last night. You actually have to watch that on my snap on my TikTok.
Okay.
This girl I was trying to talk to. This was the most funniest thing ever. So it's my junior year of high school. It's the beginning of it, and it's the first week, and everybody's like staying in homeroom. People don't stick in homeroom sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, people like they're in your homeroom like the first day, and then by like the fourth week, yeah, like the fourth day or whatever, they're in a new homeroom, being switched out. So it was this new girl everybody was trying to talk to, and I'm like, shit, maybe I could shoot my shot. Like whatever happens, happens.
Right.
So which I forgot to mention, she was also in my English class.
Mm.
So she was in my English class, and I asked her for her kick, and I don't remember kick. Like kick is like 2015. 20,
I have never messed around with Kick or Omegle or Omegle or
I ain't
I
doing
don't
me.
know those apps.
I ain't doing
I've
me.
heard of them, but I've never used them.
I ain't never do Omegle. I did Kick, and this is hilarious. So I got her Kick because I don't know why I didn't get her number. It's the weirdest thing ever. I'm like baby steps. Got her
Yeah,
Kick.
baby
Getting
steps. There you go.
we're talking or whatever, and she's like telling me all these things is going on within her life, and explaining like her family life, and just trying to get to know her. And she tells me she goes, I just like the fact that you're emotionally, you're there for me.
Emotionally available.
Yeah,
We
you're
love to
emotionally.
hear
Yeah.
it, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say a couple weeks later, I didn't get no text back. Like,
Oh.
yeah, and the funny thing was, we was in the same English class together.
Oh no.
We was in the same English like class together. And my friend is like, "Hey yo, like, you still trying to work? Like, you still trying to make this work?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm in it. Like, I'm in it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, we're
yeah,
we're
I'm
talking.
smiling. I'm like, good morning. And she's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Forget you too then. Come to find out, one of my other friend who was like, he was close, like he was like, he's always the person that everyone goes to. He goes to me, and he was like, "Oh," he goes, "You still trying to work that? Like, you still trying to like get something with that?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, can you hook it up for me?" He laughs. He was like, "Dog, I don't think I can help you with that."
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
yeah. I'm like, "What you mean by that?" He was like, "Dog, just cut your losses. Just cut your losses."
Wow.
So
That's brutal.
yeah. So he's like letting me know. He was like, "I don't," because I already know you really dramatic, and I already know you're very like, like you like I'm the type of person where if I see something I don't like, I'm gonna be out front about it, like, yo, you can't tell me you talking to dudes.
Oh,
So
I'm the same way. I'm very well, some may call it confrontational, while other I don't know. I just think that's important. And it's honest. You're being honest. So
yeah, I
that's
mean,
key.
we're in high school, whatever. And if she would have said, hey, like I don't know if she even mentioned. No, she didn't. She just mentioned that there were other guys that were trying to go after her for sex. She's like, I just got here. She's like, I'm
Mhm.
still trying to find my place.
Yeah.
So the dude that she ends up with is in my class. Like we're all in the same class
Oh
together,
my
and,
god.
and
It's
they
a love triangle.
it's not even a love drink. I was like, at this point, I was like, man, fuck it. Like, I don't care. I'm sitting there hiding back the tears. Like, I don't care. You can have her.
That's too funny.
It was never mine in the first place. And like, I found out like till 2 weeks later, he's like, this kid is an artist. He can really draw. Like, he's like making like drawings for her. She's got it in her locker. She's got it in her folder. And
Oh wow.
I'm like, where have I seen these art? Like, where have I seen these paintings, like these pictures before? And finally, I see them together, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, that's
That's
why she goes to me. I
yeah.
was like, can't hit the play. Like I was like, all right, I can't hit the play. I really can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's what's interesting. I've seen this a lot on TikTok too, with the whole like, oh, guys like when girls shoot their shot, which I think is interesting because societal standards, like I feel like everybody's like, oh no, the male has to be the first one to ask this, that, and the other thing. So, but I always, it's always good to shoot your shot. Who cares? Like at the end of the day, like you'll brush it off, you'll bounce right back, and you did. Clearly, you did. It hurt. It hurts for a little bit. It hurts for a little bit.
It hurt for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure that probably was difficult watching them walk in the hallway together. That was probably tough.
Oh, it was. Even
Yeah.
even even my English teacher was like, damn, that was quick. Like someone had to get her quick, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, someone had to get her quick. She was like, she was the new girl. Like, who could not like whenever there's a new girl in school, like, of course you're gonna try and like.
Wow. Did you go to small school? Did you go to a small school?
No, it was not. It was not small.
So everybody's just trying to go after one girl, and you got like that, like hundreds of kids in your grade, girls in your grade.
We were like the smallest. Like we were with my class. Like 2016 was actually the smallest class. We
Really?
were, yeah. I want to say we were 700 or maybe 800 kids.
Wow.
Everybody,
That
yeah,
like almost triples what my class was.
yeah. My class is really like the shortest. The classes after me or even before me, they were all larger. So like the class before me, 2017 had more kids than ever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 2017 and 2018 had more kids. And yeah, everybody in my entire like my sophomore year, or was it my junior year? I think it was my junior year. Everyone was trying to go after her. And my homeboy Danny was like, dog, I would not do that for you, man. He was like, she's a new girl. Like your chances are slim to none. Maybe you might win the lottery. Who knows? But at
That's
least
funny.
he was like, at least you'll have some good music because that year a lot of good music dropped.
There you go. Which I feel like we haven't had that much in general music drop. I don't know. I'm like listening to the same stuff kind of. I like Justin Bieber's album though. I thought that was pretty good.
I
And
didn't
I'm
listen.
not even a JB fan. I'm not a believer, but I thought some of his songs hit different. I was like, okay,
All
I
right,
like it.
you got to follow me though on my TikTok. Then it's
Oh,
Nookin.
100%. Here, you know what? Where's my phone? All right, here it is. What's the TikTok? I'll add you.
It's NOOKETH Nookin. Yeah,
NOOK. Sorry, I missed it.
yeah. NOOKETH.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm wearing a pink ass hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
that's all I do is post like me, like just music,
it.
and then
Okay.
occasional some funnies. Like yeah, I always try to post. Like the one I was doing last night was about this girl who stole my hoodie.
Oh, a girl stole your hoodie, huh?
Yeah, that was
Was it your favorite hoodie? Or
it was
was it like
it was comfy. Like it was really comfy.
comfy? Damn, that's rough.
She was a
That's rough.
homebody. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I'm a homebody, but I don't really like to go out." She was like, "But for you," she's like, "I think I can make this work. I'm really interested in you." I mean, like a dope. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah," and like I gave her my hoodie and everything, and I never saw the hoodie again.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, that's she goody two shoed you and then stole your hoodie.
Yeah,
That's rough. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't really yeah, for me, I'm not I wouldn't say I would steal anybody's hoodie, but I'm also like dating's like hard for me just because I have so much going on. I'm like, I don't know, my focus, I feel like if I'm going to date someone I have to give like I would have to be 100% there. So, um that's the biggest thing for me and right now I'm just living my life. I'm living my best life.
I'm chilling. Like, I'm not really focused on nobody.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. We're young. Like, we have time. I'm going to enjoy my school, my friends. I'm going to enjoy my sport that I play and enjoy whatever this little social media thing is. Like,
Wait,
I'm just going to do me.
at the moment, I don't think I'm gonna give. I mean, then again, I don't like people in my business, so I'm just gonna say I'm not feeling nobody at the moment. I don't like
That's
people. I don't like nobody in my business.
good. There you go. No one's in your business. You just do you. That's what I always say. I'll do me. You just got to do you.
It's not even that. It's just the fact that I ain't trying to talk to nobody like over COVID, and then I'm supposed to like I get happy to see you, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't even go to your place because COVID.
Yeah, true. No, true. That's true. That's true. Actually, yeah, I was talking to a guy over COVID and I was like, I he was the nicest guy ever. Like sweet could be. Like he was so nice. And I was like, you were so nice. Oh my God. But again, like I was like, I'm not looking for a relationship. Like I just am not in it right now. And I just think there's so much going on. Obviously, there's so much going on in the world. And it's just kind of another thing to add to your plate at the moment. And that's not how I want to feel if I'm in a relationship. So that's like the biggest thing,
You
It's
gotta,
you want to enjoy it. You actually want to be excited when they text you or want to FaceTime or whatever, hang out. So I was like, yeah, I'm not in it. So I don't want to do that to you. But yeah, it's tough. Like everything, this has been one heck of a year, I must say. 2020 has been, I mean, between the political environment and the tension, it's just the COVID, it's been a lot. Even school. Like I'm like, I don't remember school being this much. And that is because I'm constantly on my computer writing papers, going on Zoom calls, going to meetings, and it's all on my computer. And I feel like there's no like diversity there. So like usually you're going to class or you're going to the cafe to like meet with your friends or meet with professors in other areas and aspects of the campus. But you're like this year I was stuck in my dorm. We still had practice, which was nice, but stuck in your dorm doing the same thing over and over again. And this year has definitely been tough. But again, with my TikTok, if I can make someone smile or laugh or spread some positivity, I think it's a great platform to do that. So that's something I just want to continue doing.
well, this is a bonus last question.
Okay.
What is something that you learned about yourself over quarantine, like over like these last 7 or 8? I lost count. How many months we've been in the house? I don't.
It's almost like we're coming up to a year, which is insane. I think it's been like 9 months, 8 or 9 months at this point. Something I learned, that's a good question. Um I Well, physically, I learned that I could build a lot of things because I kind of tested my resourceful skills, I guess you could say, and my creativity, building different things like a desk, like actually built a gate for like my garden. So I made a whole fence and gate for that. But also just learning, definitely getting more involved with personal relationships, dealing with like racism and if that makes sense, with the social injustices that took place, right? I kind of really got to learn about how I guess I never like really challenged myself to get deeply involved in like, oh, whatever, people are just racist, it is what it is, like if people want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But I kind of challenged myself to get more involved, go to protests actively, and use my voice. And I learned a lot about my friendships and which ones were like really meaningful and which ones were I guess I could move on from. So that was really interesting too, kind of finding your true friends in this whole aspect of things.
Why you had to go there?
Oh no, did I touch a soft sore spot?
Nah,
Talk upon that.
definitely I have really realized that this quarantine has made me like think like if they're not hitting you back during quarantine, or maybe they are. I mean, maybe they're just going through some issues. But if the communication is not there and you both are just like not seeing eye to eye, like eye to eye, you
Yeah,
just you know what I mean. You just got to pack
you
it
gotta
up.
do what's, yeah, good for you. You have to do what's best for you, and you have to do what's best for your mental health, because I'm a firm believer in that. And I also think, I'll be honest with you again, like I had friends over quarantine and we came back to school and I'm like, I don't even recognize you. Like you, like quarantine changed a lot of people. And I don't think we have been talking about that, but it has 100% had an effect on many people, because I've known many people come back from quarantine and they were just like, I'm like, you're not the same. Like, I don't remember you being like this. Now, maybe it's because we've been away from each other for so long, but I don't think so. Like, I just think it's had a negative effect on many people. It's been hard. You isolating yourself and only being by yourself with your family, and most of the time you're like in your room isolated by yourself with your own thoughts. Like, you know how difficult that is for a long extended period of time. So I definitely think a lot of people have come out and like it's come out of quarantine and they've definitely been changed in a way which I don't think is always a good way. Like, I've seen a lot of negative things come out of it, but at the same time there's positives. People get to find themselves, who they are, which is cool to see. I see that a lot on TikTok, what people have learned over quarantine, um, about themselves. But at the same time, I think it's changed a lot of people, and I think we're still adjusting to kind of like getting back to socializing again and like being with each other. I think that was the big thing on my campus and with my friends. Like, I think people were so isolated and then they came back and it was like kind of an adjustment process. It's like, wow, coming from just being by myself and now with all these people. So even though we were social distancing and things of that nature, you're just surrounded, you're still on a campus with people. So that's interesting in itself. That's another thing.
I mean, it sounds like this quarantine has done really good for you within trying to pick out who your friends. Like
Yeah,
you just got, you know what I mean, hang it up flat screen, just hang it up.
yeah, 100%. There, it's definitely been cool to see, like, okay, definitely established like deeper relationships with certain friends, and some friends came out of quarantine, the whole thing, and I'm like, it's cool. I'm only a sophomore in college. And I've got 2 years left, 2.5 years left, and I'll continue to find friends and kind of find who are my people, and I'm cool with it. So you can just kind of pack it up and move on from friends that aren't worth it. And you know it shouldn't be too traumatized. Some people get really upset about it. I'm not really too emotional of a person, so for me, I'm like, oh, we had fun, we learned our lessons. At the end of the day, we're just two different people, and that's okay. So, it's definitely been eye opening with friendships for me.
I mean, that's good. I mean, now that they've seen your TikTok, Or I mean, you're even on Twitter too. Like people have even shared it on Twitter.
I've heard that. I've heard that. My friend like keeps me updated. My friend honestly is like more into it than I like I am. She's like, you're up to 90K. Like, what are you doing? Like, your Instagram, you receive like has all the data. I'm like, I'm just gonna do me. I don't really think to me, I think 90K, again, exponential growth. That's insane to me from what I had. But at the same time, for to be considered TikTok famous, I feel like you need like at least 1 million because there's so many content creators and there's so many people on the app that I'm like, I feel like to be or like relevant, you have to be definitely in the like 200,000 range, like and up. I don't know. That's my opinion. But
Honestly, I don't think anybody should pay attention to being TikTok famous. If you blow up, you
yeah.
blow up. You know what I mean? If you get really noticed, like mine is like blowing up right now. People asking me, why isn't Travis Scott in one of my videos? Which I don't know why. Why in all seriousness, why would Travis Scott? Oh, because I did hip hop albums. Uh, yeah, hip hop albums. I remember that dropped during my freshman year of high school to like senior high school. Like, why isn't Travis Scott on there? Because Travis Scott was not played on the East Coast like that.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, Travis Scott was not played like that.
Yeah, 100%. It's silly to focus on followers. I think it's easy to get wrapped up in it though. Once you start getting a following, I think it's really easy to get wrapped up in that stuff. But it's really to me like again, like I said, spreading positivity and like if I can affect if I made one person's day, literally that makes my entire week. Like that just puts a smile on my face. Cause like if I know I'm helping other people out, like that is literally the only thing I care about. Like I could care less if I have, 100 followers. I before I had TikTok, I had my private story and I would add people would be like, "Hey, can you add me to your private story?" I just because I was again me like doing what I do on TikTok on my private story and I had like my cousins, friends want to be on my private story because, just to make them laugh. So that's the goal, spread positivity, make people smile, one TikTok post at a time. Sounds corny, but it's true.
I mean, that's all we can do. Now,
Yeah.
where can the people reach you at if you want to be reached?
Reach, that's a good question. Just DM me. So TikTok's annoying because it doesn't let anybody just DM you. You have to follow that account. Um, if I email me, I definitely email me. I actually want to do that. Like I want to start open up an email dedicated to so they can email me at Ally Shea, so ALLYSHEA 315 at gmail.com. Email me anything. Just don't be hateful, obviously. No hate comment. Try not to.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. We got to put restricting. I mean, no pickle pics. No. Yeah.
No nonsense. If it's not positive, if you wouldn't say it to my face or, if it's not nice, don't say it at all. That old fashioned rule. Keep it to yourself. But yeah, if anybody was curious and honestly we're like, Allie, I'm having a tough day. I love your videos or even just like, hey, I want someone to talk to you. There's my email. Email me. I will most likely email you back 100%. So I'm working on figuring out a way to do that. We'll see. If I hit 100,000 followers, I want to start, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. But I want to give back to people. Like I actually am dedicating my creator fund, which I'm up to $18, yay, to my followers. So I want to give out that money back to the followers, my followers. So that's something I would love to do. Kind of be like David Dobrik, the next female David Dobrik or Mr. Beast. I don't know, one of those.
I don't know one of those people.
You don't know them?
No, it's not.
Stop.
I don't know one person. That's David Dobrik. I don't know. Like I'm so. Like I said, I'm not familiar with YouTubers like that. Like I really want to. Like people were telling me about some YouTube couple that broke up last week,
Oh
or
my God, they're upset. Yeah, I don't know them either, to be honest. I know. I know the ones they're talking about. I don't know them.
like he was supposedly cheating or something. I'm like, I don't know who these
Yeah.
people are. I'm like, I don't know who Ken is. I like who. Like I'm not even
Can
trying to be.
you?
You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
so
not.
funny.
That's not trying to be like my personality of I don't want you to like. I generally like.
Listen, I went through a phase like absolutely obsessed with YouTube. I think throughout my high school, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. All my friends were like, you need to be a YouTuber. Like, you need to be. And I have all the camera equipment because like I'm passionate about photography. Because if you go on my Instagram, I have like small, but I take photos of my friends and I love taking photography. It's another way of expressing creativity for me. Um, but and I love, it's I have all of the equipment for it. It was just like people are like, do it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm also really passionate about editing and that's like gonna be my major. So the amount of time, as you know, you said you're a YouTuber, like it takes so much time to edit videos and
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
YouTube.
have time.
I put my interviews on YouTube. Yes. I mean,
Yeah, that okay. So I'm saying like when you like start cutting and like adding stuff, like, I made like a little promo for like 2 years ago. I used Final Cut Pro. And it's just like if I really want to make a good video, like, just editing out all the crap and like trying to condense it. It's for me, I know it's very time consuming. And I'm like, I just need to be in the mental space to be able to focus because anything I do, I try to do 100%. And that's one of the things they're like, do YouTube, but I'm like, I'm not gonna half-ass it. Like I wanted to make it good, make it funny, make it relatable, and that's one thing that would be fun to do YouTube channel. But yeah,
it's very tedious, but I also co-host a
yeah,
podcast with my friends called For the Homies Podcast.
I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah. So, oh, damn, you really did a deep dive.
I did. I had to do some research, Chris. I'm like, but who's this guy? Who's this guy? I had to feel safe, you said you were very polite how you DM'd me, so I had no concern, but I was like, I need to know some background on the host.
Yo,
I don't want to sound stupid, not know anything about you.
nah, I was gonna say a lot of people they just they'll be like, yeah, yeah, you can interview me. But like you the only person who probably brought up some some things.
Really? That's too
Yeah.
funny.
I'm like, I mean, I thank you. I mean, if you want to listen to the podcast, we very much appreciate it. If you
You
want,
know what? I have a good friend who's on my she's on my softball team, Ryan Henry. I should give her number. She does podcasts and she does podcasts with TikTokers too, which is hysterical. She reaches out to all different kinds of podcasts or all different kind of TikTokers and she converses with them and just like talks about all different things. I like it's and her she's communications. She's at Villanova. Communication. She's like theater script kind of. I forget what it is, but her specific major. But she's awesome. I would definitely give her her number to you because listen, like I think you both are on podcasts. You could be on each other's podcast. She likes music, so I think that would be a cool collab. I would like to see it. It'd be interesting.
definitely. I mean,
Ryan Henry. I'm gonna give you her information.
definitely. I mean, that's what we've been doing like these last couple like quarantine. Like we just do like podcasts, and people are like, "Yo, you guys are funny," and I'm like, "We don't." I'm like, "I don't try to be like. I just say things that just if it gets you laugh, it gets you laugh." Like
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Exactly. Who cares? Who cares about the amount of do what you want to do. Do you. Be and I always say, be you I'm going to be me unapologetically. And, that's my goal. Make people if it makes one person smile, if one person enjoys it, then it means the world because it really does. When you get a comment that's like, your videos make me laugh, like not even like you're funny. It's like, your video made my day or it's been a tough week. Like that stuff is like, yes, like I'm like, yes, that's what I want to hear. If I can make one person smile, that's all I care about.
so, your TikTok name is Allie Jones or Allie? Yeah, Allie Jones.
Allie_Jones_23. That is my Instagram handle as well. Yeah, Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah. So, hopefully, y'all sending her positive messages. Hopefully.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Hit me up on Instagram. You can DM me. I can't promise about I have like over 70 DMs. So I've been trying to get through those, but
Don't rub it in.
oh no, I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm like, it's like overwhelming for me. I'm like, I can't even like get back to people. Like I'm trying to, it's just really difficult, but yeah.
Honestly, man. No, I mean it's cool. Like I don't really open my DMs. Usually it's just people from Forex or people trying to like, or it's those fake ads of like, hey,
Oh,
this person, well, it's like a private message of, hey, big boy. And I'm like, what the hell? Talk to me.
That's the other thing. I've gotten like people are like, can you promote my music? This, that, and the other thing. I'm like, I've gotten like promos for like companies, but I don't know who to trust. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm not messing with that. Like, unless I had someone else, had an idea of what to do. I don't know. But
Uh,
yeah.
I'll be like, what's the intent? Like, what am I getting out of this?
Yeah. I'm like, just email me and I'll see if I can get back to you. But yeah.
Well, I know you said you had your finals, so I hope you had a good look. I wish you good luck on your finals. There we go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope good luck on your finals as well. Or you finished them, right?
Oh, I finished yesterday, and
You finished it. Well, it must be nice.
I was relieved. I was like, yes. My professor's like, I want to see you guys for like one last class. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, come on. Leave me be. Let me be. But that's too funny. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, I wish you the best. This was super fun. And I cannot wait to see more TikToks. I'm gonna dive into your TikTok page.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a blast. It's gonna be some hit and misses. You're gonna be like, what? Yeah, but you gonna.
I'm looking forward to it. I've got it now. I've got someone new, a new content creator to follow. So
All right. Thank
have
you.
a good one.
You too.